Hello, and thank you for coming back for another week of daily drawings. It's nice to have you back along again. Today we're going to have a little go at drawing some portraits. So all you're going to need for today's drawing is a pen, or you could use a pencil, but I really don't want you to think about rubbing out too much today. We're going to focus a lot today on the process of making the marks because we're going to draw in a very scribbly, messy way. So it's really important that you don't think at all about what you're going to end up looking like at the end, because it may end up just looking like a lot of scribbled lines, and just focus on the process of making the drawing. You're going to look quite hard at the image and a lot less at the actual drawing that you do today. So draw along with me, but don't try and copy my drawing. Just focus on looking at the image and just getting some lines down on the paper and having a bit of fun. So go and grab the materials you want to use today and a beverage of choice, and I'll see you in a moment. Today's drawing is going to be a lot of fun because we're going to be making quite quick drawings of just a few minutes each, and we're going to be working in a really scribbly way. So when we start drawing, we're going to be looking a lot at the image and perhaps a little less than normal at our paper because we're working quite fast, and it might be that some of our drawings just end up like a big scribbly mess, but actually it's about having a little bit of fun today. So just take a moment before we start each drawing of each portrait to take some time to just look at the face, to look at the shape of the face, maybe to look at where some shadows might be, and just examine it a little bit before you start drawing so that you're free to kind of start scribbling and feel ready to go. So I'm going to draw quite small because I think I might do 3 or 4 today, maybe even a 5th one. We'll see how we go. So I'm not going to go very big, and that's also because I know I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes on each one, not worrying at all about how it's going to look. So you might end up doing quite a bit of continuous line today, but you can make any marks that you fancy. So let's do our first one and let's just see how it turns out. So I'm going to start with just the shape of the face, and then I'm going to start to put the hair in. So I picked this image because I really liked all the hair and I thought that would be fun to draw. So you just start yours in the same way, just keeping it very scribbly, very loose, not worrying at all about how it's going to turn out at the end. So whenever you finish yours, just stop and take a little pause and put a little bit more hair in. You can see I've avoided the teeth. Okay, we'll leave that first one there. So as you can see, it may be just a mass of scribbles, and if you want to keep working on yours for a little longer, then you can do. But don't worry at all if it just looks like a massive scribbly scribble. Let's try another one, and we'll just do a couple of minutes on each one. So I picked this one and for a similar reason, that I also quite liked some of the hair coming over the face there, although a lot of it's in shadow. So let's spend a moment just looking at the shape that we might draw, and then where the nose, eyes and mouth might be. And this one I think can be even faster than the last one. So let's make a start. So I'm going to start with that sort of jaw line, because I think it's quite interesting. And we'll see where we go from there. So I'm quite liking making some nice scribbles into the hair, because we really can't see what's going on there, apart from it's quite dark. I'm going to put a little bit more scribbly tones in, so where the shadows are. Okay, let's leave him there. So don't worry at all about what yours looks like. Just enjoy making really nice marks with the pen and just letting go and saying whatever happens at the end happens at the end. And I'm working quite fast today and quite really messy, but if you want to go quite slow with your drawing, it can still be a scribble even if you're making the marks quite slowly. So let's take another one to have a go at. So again, I thought there were some interesting marks to be made. So let's take a look perhaps at the shape of the hair, but also these interesting lines that we could perhaps use some darker tones on this side of the face, and then the eyelid, and then the beard. And we've got the shoulders quite hunched, so they're coming up quite high, almost in line with the eyes and the ears. You will find that when you're drawing, you're looking a lot more at the image than you are at your drawing, and that just ends up however it ends up. So let's take a look at this one. This time I'm starting with the forehead and the hair.
So this one's quite a lot of fun to do because there's so many little wrinkles and of course the hair and the beard. But I'll stop there, I think. A couple more lines. There we go. So you might find that as you do them, you get a little bit better and a little bit more confident. And this is a great thing to do just while you're sitting with your family or watching TV, is to have a go at doing a few scribbly portraits. So I thought this might be a fun one to do for our last one, as there's some interesting lines, almost like triangular lines, and then a really nice face shape, and then of course the lines of the hat if you'd like to do those, and the glasses too, and some areas where we might put a little more shading or some more scribbly lines to make a bit more tone if we want to. So take a moment to look at the image and think about how you might place it onto your page, and then when you're ready, just make a start. Well, I'm not sure mine looks like she's wearing a hat, but I quite like the lines that I've got going in and around her face. So have a go, maybe with some real paper. Don't worry if you end up with something that totally doesn't even look like a face at all, it just ends up as a big massive scribble. It's really good to focus on a face and look at it in a lot of detail and not be so worried about what happens on the paper. It really helps your focus a lot. So have a go with a few more, I'd love to see what you do, but I'm going to leave mine there for now.
So I hope you had a little bit of fun today making some scribbly portraits, and I'd love to see the ones that you've done. Have a go at a few more, maybe the people that are around you at home just now, and you can send them to me on Instagram, on Facebook or on Twitter at The City Workshop. All the details are below. And if you'd like, come back again tomorrow and do a bit more drawing with me. So I'll see you then.